Notts County remain your leaders over in League Two, but joining them, hot on the heels, are Crewe, Alexandra and Wimbledon. Of course, the playoffs looks absolute crazy, but who's going to take advantage this weekend? We're going to take a little look next. That's what folks, about going to another prediction video today. We're taking a look at match number 12, of course, over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button back to all things Rovers related, League 2 related, woo, football related. We're going to all hear boys under one Rooski. That's right, Notts County still, they bounced back this past midweek to get back into tip-top shape and to remain tip at the top of the table. But what about Wimbledon? Can anything stop the Dons or Crewe? Of course, they're in the mixer right here, right now. But of course, you haven't ruled out Crawley, Stockport, Swindon or Mansfield from breaking into the top three this weekend. We'll have a look at all of it in a second. Of course, people shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. Of course, you know who you are. And of course, maybe reiterate one more time, make sure you subscribe. A whopping 78% of the viewers of the channel are not subscribed. Do us all a favour and hit that subscribe button. It costs you absolute nothing, but it does help the channel in a tremendous way. And also, make sure you do give a like. I know you think it's pointless. Why should I give it a like? But just give it a like. It does kind of like feed the beast and he will score. That's right. Feed the beast, he will score. And we feed off likes. Please do us a favour and hit that like button. But anyway, we are getting to the deep end right here, right now. Of course, we'll have a little look back in the midweek games in League 2. And of course, previewing this weekend's action. So here we go. Crewe Alexandra, big 2-1 win was my pick. 2-0 win it was on the real deal. Doncaster also picked up a win over Crawley. I went with a 1-0. It was 2-0. Morecambe, of course, picked up a draw against Accrington. Stanley, I went with a 2-1 win. Not great on that one. MK Dons could only muster a draw. I went with an away win. Grimsby picked up a 2-1 win over Barrow. They needed that. I went with a draw myself. Wimbledon did, in fact, beat Harrogate down 1-0. Got the one spot on the nose. Wrexham could only muster a 0-0 draw. I actually went with a 2-0 win for Mansfield on that one. So, yes, got that one wrong. Meanwhile, Newport County with the big win over Colchester United. I went the other way. I also went with a 3-2 win for Notts County over Swindon. Actually, it was a 3-1 win, so not too shabby there. Stockport with a 2-0 win over the Vegans. Got that one spot on the nose. Salford with a big away win. 2-0 win for them over Sutton United. And Tranmere did beat Bradford City to get moving. So I'm going to count these up because I think I did okay here. So I got one myself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's my 50%. So 6 is the magic number. Remember that, of course, in a second. Remember it right now. 6 would only get me into 5th spot. Andy with a flex there with 8, of course. So well done to Andy. Well done to Vinny Hong and Swindon Harvey with James BCFC up there in the silver/bronze medal, of course. And this is the overall leaderboard for the Prediction League this season. And Andy still tops the charts there. 5 points clear over James BCFC. Is he great? We'll have to see about that at the end of the season. Of course, Notts County, they'll remain tip at the top of the table with AFC Wimbledon right on their heels, within touching us and a better goal difference too. I think the airtight at the back. Crewe in 3rd spot. Then we've got Stockport, Crawley, Swindon, and then Mansfield Town. Down, of course, the foot, it's Sutton and the Vegans could be facing double relegation. But of course, a lot to happen before then and now. Of course, Cutley Fortress League 2 is the Prediction League. Use the QR code if you fancy it. But away we go with the next round of games. Of course, they don't stop, and they don't stop either because it's not international break for League 2. They'll keep on trucking. Of course, Stanley up against Forest Green Rovers then. Let's take a look at this game coming at you on Saturday. Now, these two sides have played each other 10 times since 2003. We've got 5 wins for Stanley, 3 wins for the Vegans, and we've got 2 draws, of course. Biggest win for Accrington was a 4-1 win. They've scored 17 goals in those 10 matches, 1.70 goals a match. The Vegans on the flip side, 2-1 win for them, 11 goals scored in 10 matches, 1.10 goals a game. They are 5 defeats on the spin right now, 17% form, of course, 23rd in the table with just 7 points. Stanley are in 15th with 4 points on the board, just 1 win in 5 for John Coleman's boys, of course. Heading into this one, their previous encounter at Stanley was a 2-1 win for Stanley. That's back in March 2023, when, guess what, both of these sides were League 1 outfits. That's right, but 6-5 is your victory for your hosts here. 23-10 is the visitors, and we've got 12-5 is the draw here. Oh no, please be Stanley. Please be Stanley. It is. Ha ha ha. And of course, it is a 2-0 win in my eyes. Of course, Stanley taking the W. Kicking on forward then to the next one. It is Barrow against the leaders, Notts County. Of course, Barrow had a decent season so far. In 10th spot up against Notts County, who are flying high, top of the table. Of course, 2 wins, 2 matches they played each other, these two sides, since 2019 is a win apiece. the biggest win, the only win for Barrow was a 3-0 win. They've scored 1.50 goals a game against Notts County. Up against Notts County, though, we've of course got 2 goals a game average, and just the 2-0 win for them against them. Of course, Notts County win 3 of the last 4, 58% form for them. They are top of the table. Barrow in 10th right now, 15 points on the board, 42% form for them. Just 1 win and 5 if you want to look at it a different way. Last time around, of course, in Barrow's a 2-0 win for Notts County. That was back in the National League in March 2020. Of course, the odds for this one, we have Barrow 5-2 for the victory, 2-5 is to draw, 11-10 is the away win. 2-1 win for me for Notts County here. They are flying high and they're not stopping now. Next up, we have Bradford City, I think must be in a bit of trouble under Mark Hughes, and Swindon Town, of course, locking horns over at Valley Parade. Is he gone? Is Mark Hughes gone? Let me see. Have I been sleeping under a rock? Have I been sleeping under a rock? Sacked yesterday. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sorry, Mark Hughes. Well, it wasn't working out. I think you really had to get it done last year. But anyway, new manager, new team. Well, I guess caretaker manager Kevin McDonald coming in here for this one. Played each other 26 times in 1996. We've got 8 wins for Bradford, 10 wins for Swindon, 8 draws, of course. Biggest win for Bradford, 4-1 win. Scored 31 goals in those 26 matches, 1.19 goals a game. Up against Swindon, their biggest win was a 4-1 win. They've scored 30 goals in those 26 matches, 1.15 goals a match as well. 67% form for Swindon. They are 6th, 19 points on the board. Of course, just 1 defeat in the past 6. Up against Bradford, of course, 3 defeats on the spin, 18th in the table with just 13 points right here, right now. Last time around at Valley Parade, it was a 1-1 draw. Swindon unbeaten against Bradford over the last 3, just 1 loss of the last 5 against them. However, these two sides have drawn a whole bunch of matches in recent times. Of course, the odds here 11-8 for the victory for Bradford, 25 is your 2-1 is your away win. Should be a new manager bounce maybe, but I might have made that pick with Hughes in mind. I went with a 1-1 draw though. Going to stick with it because Swindon are flying high. Colchester up against Morecambe, of course, Colchester in Colchester. Now these two sides have played each other. Whoa, I've pressed the wrong bloody button. They've played each other 10 times since 2016. We've got 1 win for Colchester, 3 for Morecambe, and we've got 6 draws, of course. Colchester 1-0 win was their biggest and only win against Morecambe. They scored just the 6 goals. 6 goals, of course, in those 10 matches, 0.60 goals a game. Morecambe on the flip side, their biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 10 goals in 10 matches. Of course, you can do the math on that one. 50% form for Morecambe right now, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2. They are 12th in the table, 15 points on the board. Up against Colchester, 21st with 10 points on the board and just 1 win in 5. Last time around, over at Colchester was a 2-1 win for Morecambe. We're unbeaten against Colchester over the last 5, picking up those 3 wins and a couple of draws as well. With the odds for this, we have Colchester 11-10 for the victory. That's 11-10 on. 11-4 is a draw. 14-5 is your away win. Going to go with a 2-1 win away day win here for me for Morecambe on this. Colchester still struggling. Next up we have Crawley up against Wrexham. Of course, Crawley flying high. Wrexham bubbling just outside the players, but had a bit of a rough patch at the minute. Played each other 6 times. 2009 we got 4 wins for Crawley, 1 win for Wrexham, and we got 1 draw. Of course, biggest win for Crawley was a 2-0 win. They've scored 7 goals in those 6 matches. That's 1.17 goals a game. Up against Wrexham, of course, just the 1 win of the last 6 between these two sides. 2-0 win it was. 4 goals scored in those 6 games. That's 0.67 goals a game. Wrexham are in 9th right now, 17 points on the board without a win in 3. Up against Crawley, who are 5th with 20 points on the board. 5 wins of the last 6. Of course, last time around at Crawley was a 3-2 win for Crawley. That was back in way back when, in February 2011. Wow. The odds here, we have Crawley 14-5 for the victory. Wrexham are red hot favourites 2019 here. 11-4 is the draw. Going to go with a 2-2 here. Point apiece. And again, Crawley will probably be the happier. Wrexham licking their wounds. Gillingham up against MK Dons coming at you at Priestfields. Is that right? Played each other 26 times since the year 2000. 6 draws, of course. 10 wins apiece, 6 draws. 3-0 win was the biggest for Gillingham, scoring 45 goals in those 26 matches. 1.73 goals a game. Up against MK Dons. Their biggest win was a 4-1 win. They've scored 47 goals in those 26 matches. That's 1.81 goals a game as well. MK Dons, just 1 win in 6 for them. At the minute, 42% form. They are 11th with 15 points on the board. Gillingham all the way down to 8th right now without a win in 3. 58% form for them. They need a result and fast. Last time around at Gillingham was a 4-1 win for MK Dons. But the odds for this one, we have Gillingham 5-4 for the victory. 2-4 is the draw. 11-5 is your away win here. That's, of course, MK Dons. 2-1 win for me for the Gills here. Bounce back and, of course, bounce back into the playoffs perhaps. Mansfield up against Wimbledon, of course. This is a crunch clash right here, right now. It is 7th place Mansfield up against 2nd place Wimbledon. Played each other 12 times to 2010. We've got 5 wins apiece and 2 draws, of course. A biggest win for Mansfield was a 5-2 win. Scored 17 goals in those 12 matches, 1.42 goals a game. Meanwhile, Mansfield, their biggest win was a 5-2 win, also scoring 18 goals in the 12 games. That's 1.50 goals a match. Wimbledon winning 3 on the spin right here, right now. 75% form for them. They are second, 20 points on the board. Up against Mansfield, are unbeaten in the last 6 games, however, drawing 3 of the last 5. They're 7th with 19 points right now. It is so tight, of course, between 2nd and 7th, just the 1 point in it. And, of course, last time around at Mansfield was a 5-2 win for Mansfield, of course, who did the double over Wimbledon last season. Meanwhile, the odds here, we have Mansfield 2019 on for the victory here. 5-2 is draw. 3-1 is your away win. We are going with a 1-0 win for Mansfield. Of course, they are a decent side. Wimbledon on the road. A little bit iffy on that one. Meanwhile, Newport County up against Harrogate Town, of course, come at you in Wales. Now, these two sides have played each other 6 times in 2020. We've got 3 wins for Newport County, 2 for Harrogate, and we've got 1 draw, of course. Biggest win for Newport County was a 4-0 win. They scored 15 goals in the 6 matches, 2.50 goals a game. Harrogate on the flip side, 3-2 win was their biggest. 8 goals scored in those 6 matches, 1.33 goals a match. Harrogate are in 19th with 13 points on the board, of course, and just 1 defeat the past 4. A bit of an uptick in form. Up against Newport County, just 1 win in 6 for them, 33% form. They are 14th. With 14 points on the board right now. Last time around in Wales, it was a 3-2 win for Harrogate. That was back in April 2023. But the odds for this one, we got Newport County 2019 on for the victory. 5-2 is the draw. 3-1 is your long shot. So that's Harrogate Town here. Going to go with a 1 apiece again on this one. Too tight to call. Point split right down the middle. Let me know your thoughts down below. Salford up against Crewe Alexandra. Opposite fortunes heading into this weekend. Salford are in 17th and Crewe are in 3rd. Played each other 4 times since 2019. Got 2 wins apiece. Of course, no draws. That's right. Salford, biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 10 goals in the 4 matches, 2.50 goals a game. Up against Crewe, their biggest win was a 4-1 win. They scored 9 goals in the 4 matches, 2.25 goals a game. There, of course, 67% form for Crewe right now, unbeaten in the last 5. Of course, 3rd in the table with 20 points on the board. Meanwhile, Salford back-to-back wins. Of course, a recent uptick in form there, 33% form for them as well, 17th for the table with 13 points right now. Last time around at Salford, it was a 3-0 win for Salford back in August 2022. And of course, the odds for this one we have, where are we? Salford 23-20 for the victory, 12-5 is your Crewe, 5-2 is the draw. Going to go with a 1-0 win on the road here. Big win for Crewe, who are flying high, and it could be the season they bounce back to League One. Stockport County up against Doncaster Rovers. Of course, Doncaster also doing A-OK. It's a 4th right now. Doncaster on the move up to 20th. Played each other 4 times in 2004. We got nothing for Stockport, 3 for Doncaster, and 1 draw. Of course, the biggest win for Doncaster was a 4-2 win. They scored 9 goals in the 4 games. Of course, that's 2.25 goals a game. Stockport just scored the 4 goals in the 4 games, and of course, that works out to be just a goal a game. Stockport red hot though, 4th in the table, 92% form for them, winning 5 on the bounce, of course, with Louis Barry scoring 7 goals, goodness gracious me, this season already. Meanwhile, Doncaster winning 4 of the last 5, 67% form for them right now. They're 20th with 11 points right now, of course, on the bloody move. Last time around though, at Stockport was a 0-0 draw back in March 2023, sorry, that was last season. The odds for this one, we have Salford coming at you, 23-20 for the victory, 5-2 is, no, sorry, what am I doing? Stockport, 2-1 on for the victory, of course, they are favoured here, 16-5 is the draw, 6-1 is your long shot, so that's Doncaster, gonna go with Stockport at home. They've got good backing there and it should get over the line. Meanwhile, Sutton United against Walsall coming at you this coming weekend. Played each other 4 times in 2021. We've got no wins for Sutton, 2 wins for Walsall, and we've got 2 draws, of course. Biggest win for Walsall was a 1-0 win. They scored 4 goals in those 4 matches. Of course, that's 1 goal a game average. Meanwhile, just the 2 goals scored by Sutton United, which works out around about 0.50 goals a match. Sutton, of course, losing 5 of the last 6. They're 24th, rock bottom right now of League 2. Up against Walsall, are 13th, 15 points on the board, winning 3 of the last 6. They're on 58% form, of course, and last time around over at Sutton. It was a 1-1 draw back in October 2022, but the odds for this, 7-5 are your hosts, 12-5 are the draw, and 90-10 is your Walsall here. Gonna go with an 8-8. I don't know what I've done here, lads. Don't know what I've done here. So we're going to change that up. What are we going to change that to? We're going to change that to a, what am I going to do here? I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. It's a draw. It's going to be a draw. You could see it. You could bloody see it. So that's my pick on that one. Next up, we go with this one. Oh, shit. That's Tranmere against Grimsby. I'll give you the rundown here. This is the last one. I'm a bit all over the place today. Played each other 26 times in 1983. We've got 12 wins for Tranmere, 9 for Grimsby, 5 draws, of course. Biggest win for Tranmere was a 5-0 win. They scored 40 goals in 26 matches, 1.54 goals a match. Grimsby on the flip side, 5-2 win, their biggest. 30 goals scored in the 26 matches, 1.15 goals a game. Of course, Grimsby are on 16th with 13 points on the board, 25% form for them. 1 win in 6. Up against Tranmere, of course, 22nd in the table, 9 points on the board, 2 wins the last 3 games. And of course, they're on the move with Atkins at the helm. Last time around, at Tranmere was a 2-0 win for Tranmere back in April 2023. The odds, of course, the odds are 13-8 for Tranmere, 70-10 is your Grimsby, 23-10 is the draw. I'm backing, of course, Tranmere here with a 1-0 win to take it to the house. Of course, that's, of course, my pickaroos there. And of course, I did go for a draw, the 0-0. It was 0-0, not 8-8. So 1-1, 0-0, 8-8, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a draw between Sutton United and Walsall. I just didn't put it into the graphic there. But anyway, that's, of course, my pickaroos. And if I'm right, don't forget your picks, of course, with the prediction league. But if I'm right, that's what the table will look like at the end of it. Notts County pops with Stockport County, and then Crewe into, of course, bronze medal. Then Swindon, Crawley, Gillingham, and Mansfield in the playoffs with Forest Green Rovers and Sutton United going down. And once again, please make sure you smash your subscribe button. So whopping 78% of the viewers of the channel are unsubscribed. So do us all a favour and hit that magical button. And of course, make sure you bang a like. A like costs you nothing. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for you guys, of course, because you'll get content just like this, maybe better than this, from somewhere else, of course, but it does wonders for us all together. So do us, feed the algorithm, and you will score, guys. But until then, guys and gals, I'll see you soon for the next one.